first Bible study will come from the book of John chapter 5. John chapter 5. Here I want to tell you the story about a man who had been sick for a long time, and Jesus Christ, the healer of our lives, came unto this man and healed him. I want to tell you today that whichever healing you are looking for, it be family problems, you want your family to be healed of its problems, you want your life to be changed, Jesus Christ, the healer of souls, is the only one that can do that. So I want to start today's topic on this man, or about this man, and I'll expound on what is entailed here. In the book of John chapter 5, it says, sometime later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for a feast of Jewish. Now there in Jerusalem, near the sheep gate, a pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Here a great number of disabled people used to lie: the blind, the lame, the paralyzed, and one who was there had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there, and learned that he'd been there, or had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well? Do you want to get well?" Verse 7 says, "Sir," the invalid replied, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I'm trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." Then Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. Let me start with the question that Jesus asked in verse 6. The last part of verse 6, it says, "Do you want to get well?" "Sir," the invalid replied, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred." The question is, do you want to get well? From this statement, it shows that Jesus Christ is ever willing to make us well. Whatever problem you have, Jesus Christ wants to make you well, or wants to make it right, wants to make it well. We are told the story about this man. This man had been in a condition that disabled him completely for 38 good years, and he lay by this pool of Bethesda for 38 good years. What we see here is that there is a time the angel, when you read from the King James Version, verse 4 says that at the times the angel used to come to into the pool and stirred the water, and whoever entered first was the one who was to be healed. Then what we see is that this invalid had struggled many times. In fact, he says that whenever I want to enter, somebody else comes and goes ahead of me. So somebody throws himself or plunges himself into the water faster or fast than this man who was an invalid for 38 good years. And whoever went first was to receive the healing. So you can imagine a situation where this man had seen many people come behind him or after him, they get well and go home. But he never lost hope. This man continued to trust that one day things would work out for him. So he did not wait for somebody to put him in when the water was stirred. God did not wait for somebody to go and drop him in, or Jesus did not wait for somebody to be found to go and help him into the water. Jesus Christ availed himself there and asked the question, do you want to get well? It's obvious that this man's stay by the pool was purposely to receive healing when the time comes. But the time was not coming anytime soon. That's why he stayed there for 38 good years. And it's like the family had abandoned him. It's like friends had abandoned him. But this man waited anxiously, for the day when he will be healed. At least, the most important part of it is that he kept hope alive. He kept hope alive. So the right time came for Jesus to pass by this man or to visit this man. And the question was, do you want to get well? This man said that I have nobody to drop me into the water when the water is stirred. Whenever I try, somebody else goes ahead of me and gets healed, and they go home and they leave me here. So Jesus told him, stand up and walk. It's not that God does not know your problems. It's not that Jesus doesn't know your problems. But you must have that willingness to allow him into your life. You must accept that you want him to work a miracle. Christ cannot force his miracle on you. You have to accept, you have to be willing to receive the miracle of the Lord. So what we find here is that Jesus told him, stand up, carry your mat and walk. And in fact, the moment this man tried to stand up, because this is the first time, it's a good news to him that he stand up. What he'd been hearing, maybe what he did not receive since birth, but now somebody here is telling him that at least you have the ability. Everything is possible with God. You can walk like others. Are you willing to walk? So he was willing to walk. He was willing to carry up the mat and walk while he's still, to carry up the mat while he's walking. And he trusted God, he trusted Jesus, and took him at his word that, are you willing? So the willingness was there. He woke up, the joints stretched up, and he walked and carried up the mat. And everybody was amazed. Everybody was shocked to see a man whom they knew was a crippled man all through for 38 years. An invalid, somebody who cannot even be able to carry himself into the water, carrying the mat and walking, telling them that the man they called Jesus Christ is the one who healed me. The man they called Jesus Christ is the one who healed me. So even in your family, I want to put it in short, even whatever, look at the whole of your life. Do you want Christ to come into your life? Are you willing to allow him work miracles in your life? That's the question. Are you willing that Christ may do something in your life? Are you ready to allow him to do something in your life? We must be willing. We must allow God. God cannot force himself onto us. So, as I will be taking you through various sessions, know that there is nothing that is hard with our God. And he is ever willing. And the moment you allow him, he is ready to take you to whatever heights that you want. He is ready to change your life. Whatever desperation you are in, God can make things right for you. Just continue trusting God. trust God even when the situations are bad, you will see His hand. You will see His hand. People will see. Those who did not know you before will ask, is this the very, very person or somebody else? It's you. Why? Because the moment you open your heart and allow Jesus Christ to rule your life, He will change it to be what He wants it to be. God will make your life to be what He wants it to be, not what you want it to be. Christ will make. Once you allow Him, it's like a car. When you enter your car, you drive it the way you want. If you want to take it to a ditch, you can take it. If you want to do anything, you can. But for Christ, when you allow Him to come into your life, He will drive your life and take you wherever He wants. And for Him, He will always do good for you. Why can't we submit and give the whole of ourselves to Christ